Acceptable alignment of department drop rates at Miller-Motte College, Jacksonville. Mission of Miller-Motte College is to empower students to achieve the career and personal goals through education and training in a supportive learning environment. This institution focuses on providing programs that prepare students for entry-level employment in various fields, emphasizing practical skills and professional development. Analysis was conducted. The performance analysis revealed the following current instructor behaviors on campus. The job context: instructors have the necessary tools and equipment to perform their classes on campus. Their motivation: anecdotal observations indicate that instructors encourage students to complete all assigned work. Department heads and the executive director walk the campus and encourage staff and student alike. Knowledge: instructors are subject matter experts and may not necessarily have the delivery skills to teach content effectively. Their skills: the instructors, staff, and admissions are all well trained in positive student relations, and their attitudes and interactions between instructors and students are usually respectful and uplifting. Archived student data records, including exit surveys and student satisfaction surveys, were collected, and the following observations were made. Students in the business and health departments desire more hands-on activities, real-world scenarios to link classroom knowledge into practical applications, and a desire to have one-on-one help during difficult concepts. Data from instructors showed the following: a desire to adapt learning to be more inclusive and professional opportunities for instructor improvement. Currently, there is a disparity in the percentage of student drop rates between the health, business, and trade departments. The trade department's drop rates are consistently lower than those of the health and business departments, and the campus executive director believes that a combination of factors, including a lack of informal instructor training and more hands-on activities in the trades department, may impede the other two departments from attaining the level of the trade department. Ultimately, the executive director desires to lower the number of drops in the business and health departments to the level of the trades department. By conducting a performance analysis of the available data, the instructional design team will determine the interventions necessary to close the gap in academic drops. Based on the instructor's work setting and data from the student end-of-course surveys and exit interviews, the primary recommendation for instructor training would be 4 single objective micro lessons that stress the following: enhanced engagement. Interactive activities foster student participation and collaboration, making learning more dynamic. Students actively engaging with the material are more likely to retain information and develop critical thinking skills. Research also shows interactive learning environments can improve student motivation and academic performance. Real-world relevance. Incorporating real-world scenarios into classroom activities helps students connect theoretical knowledge to practical applications. This relevance enhances their understanding and prepares them for future challenges. Students indicate that students who engage with real-world problems develop better problem-solving abilities and are more equipped to apply their knowledge in work contexts. Differential instruction. Differentiated instruction refers to tailoring teaching methods to meet the diverse needs of students, including varying levels of readiness, learning styles, and interests. Differentiation helps ensure that all students have an equal opportunity to succeed regardless of their background or learning preference. And finally, reflection and self-improvement. Reflection and continuous improvement will allow instructors to assess their learning, set goals, and plan for ongoing professional growth. This instructional sequencing ensures that instructors progressively build their skills and feel confident in applying the techniques to improve student engagement, learning outcomes, and teaching effectiveness. In addition to instructional solutions, effective instructional design incorporates non-instructional interventions to address systemic or environmental factors that impact learning and performance. These interventions complement instructional strategies by providing support, motivation, and alignment with organizational goals. In this project, 2 non-instructional interventions were recommended. Job performance aids, such as quick reference templates and guides during each microlesson's quick design activity sections. Introduce an easily accessible online resource library in Canvas Studio with curated materials such as example lesson plans, best practices, and instructional tools for creating real-world scenarios or differentiated instruction. Gamify the instructional training sessions by awarding badges or points for completing microlessons, participating in activities, or providing peer feedback. Incorporate a reward for the most innovative lessons, plan, or scenario designed, such as professional development resources or public recognition during a closing session. And recognize participant milestones, completing all microlessons with certificates of achievement. Canvas will be the primary delivery vehicle for delivering content, tracking progress, and managing interactions. The design will ensure that all materials, including videos, activities, and templates, are mobile-friendly and ADA compliant. 3 ways the content will be delivered. The video-based learning, short instructional videos embedded in Canvas for each microlesson, showcasing active learning or real-world scenarios. Includes subtitles and transcripts for accessibility. Interactive assignments. Activities such as designing strategies or reflecting on scenarios are submitted through Canvas assignments. Use peer reviews and instructor feedback to encourage collaborative learning. And discussion boards. Prompt-driven discussions to share insights and reflect on teaching strategies. Facilitates collaboration among instructors and allows for real-time feedback. Pre- and post-training necessary for completing this training. The pre-training activities consist of a needs assessment survey, where a collection of data on instructors' familiarity with active learning, real-world scenarios, and student-centered practices, and identify specific challenges instructors face in engaging students. Pre-training materials. Distribute a short primer, a one-page guide or video introducing key concepts like active learning and differentiated instruction, and provide examples of successful implementation to set expectations. And pre-training reflection. Ask participants to reflect on their current teaching strategies and list areas they wish to improve. Submit responses via Canvas or discussion boards to encourage initial engagement. Post-training activities include application assignments. Instructors design and implement a lesson plan incorporating techniques learned, examples of active learning or real-world scenarios or differentiated instruction. They submit their plan for peer or instructor feedback through Canvas. Follow-up discussions. Facilitate a discussion board for sharing experiences from applying new strategies. Encourage reflection on what worked, challenges faced, and adjustments made. A post-training survey measures instructors' confidence and readiness to apply the training concepts. Gather feedback to refine future training sessions. And finally, a reflection journal, where instructors submit a brief journal entry reflecting on their learning, implementation, outcomes, and next steps for continuous improvement. Communication plan consists of a kickoff meeting or webinar, host a virtual or in-person session to introduce the changes, explain the rationale, and outline the benefits, using visuals like slides or infographics to present key points clearly. Email communications. Send a detailed email to all stakeholders with a summary of the recommended changes, links to resources and training schedules, and clear next steps and timelines with the stakeholders. Leadership endorsement involves organizational leaders to champion the changes. Include a video message or statement from senior leadership emphasizing the importance of the changes. A centralized resource hub, which creates a dedicated page on Canvas or the organization's internet for updates, frequently asked questions, and training materials, and ensure easy access for all employees. Regular updates. Use newsletters, team meetings, or announcements to share progress on implementation and celebrate small wins. Feedback channels. Set up mechanisms example of surveys or suggestion boxes to gather feedback from staff about the proposed changes. Ensure employees feel heard and involved in the process. And progress reporting. Regularly communicate updates on implementation milestones, challenges addressed, and outcomes achieved. Use dashboards or infographics to visualize progress and impact. Milestones for the project include a project kickoff meeting. We'll finalize project goals, timelines, and key deliverables, and secure buy-in from organizational leadership and stakeholders. Conduct surveys or interviews to gather baseline data on current teaching practices and areas for improvement. Analyze data to tailor the training content effectively. Content development. Create micro-lesson materials, including videos, infographics, and activity templates. Design interactive Canvas modules for seamless delivery. Pre-training engagement. Distribute pre-training materials and collect initial reflections from instructors. Ensure all participants are familiar with the training tools. Training rollout. Deliver the micro-lessons starting with live sessions or self-paced modules. Include hands-on activities and discussions to enhance engagement. Post-training implementation. Instructors apply new strategies in their classrooms or lesson designs. Evaluation of success. Collect and analyze feedback using surveys, reflections, and peer reviews. Measure changes in teaching practices and student engagement. Reporting recommendations. Compile a report summarizing the project's outcomes, challenges, and successes. And a sustainability plan, establishing ongoing support mechanisms such as coaching, peer forums, and professional development opportunities exist. Create a long-term plan for refining and expanding training efforts. And project closure and celebration. Host a final meeting to review the project milestones and celebrate achievements. Success for this project. Participant feedback. Post-training surveys will evaluate instructor satisfaction, perceived relevance of the training, and confidence in applying new strategies. Application of training. Lesson plan submissions will be done. The quality and creativity of lesson plans that incorporate active learning, real-world scenarios, and student-centered strategies. And classroom observations will be conducted, following up with evaluations to see how instructors are applying the strategies in their teaching. Monitor student drop data and compare pre- and post-training student drop metrics such as participation rates, assignment completion, and feedback surveys. Observe changes in teaching practices such as increased use of active learning strategies or differentiated instruction. Evaluate the alignment with broader institutional objectives such as improving teaching quality, retention rates, or graduate readiness for the workforce. Using Kirkpatrick's four-level evaluation, level 1, reaction, we would measure how participants or the instructors react to the training, collect feedback through post-training surveys asking about the content's relevance, delivery effectiveness, and overall satisfaction. In level 2, learning, we'll assess the knowledge and skills participants have gained. We'll conduct pre- and post-training quizzes or assessments on active learning, real-world scenarios, and student-centered practices. Level 3, behavior. Evaluate the extent to which participants apply what they've learned in their teaching. Conduct random classroom observations or peer reviews to assess implementation of active learning and other strategies. And finally, results. Measure the broader impact of the training on organizational goals. Collect feedback from students on their learning experiences after instructors implement new strategies. Phase 1, planning and preparation. Define the project goals and outcomes. Secure leadership approval and stakeholder buy-in. Phase 2, content development. Develop materials for micro lessons 1, 2, 3, and 4, and test all materials in Canvas for functionality and accessibility. Phase 3, share pre-training material primers with instructors. Phase 4, training rollout. Deliver micro lessons via Canvas, facilitate discussions, and collect initial feedback. Phase 5, post-training activities. Collect and review instructors' lesson plans and reflection journals. Phase 6, evaluation and reporting. Analyze training data. Measure initial success against predefined metrics, Kirkpatrick's level 1 through 3. And phase 7, sustainability, plan and closure. Develop ongoing support resources and host a closing meeting.